going on with your 401k investments in the stock market? All right, the stock market is crashing. What should we do? That's one of the main questions that I've been getting here, and so just been kind of watching the market. So I said tonight, boom, we're gonna go live. We're gonna keep you guys educated, informed, and how should we be doing this for us with the stock market crashing, so to speak? It's not crashing, but just want to get you guys informed here. All right. So since February 19th, want to let you guys know, right? The market is down about 9%. And when I say the market, I'm referring to the S&P 500. Why is this? All right. It's simply down because of the tariffs, the threats on Mexico, Canada, and China, simply because of what this madman is solely doing here, Trump. All right. I think it's very reckless. I think he's not thinking about the U.S. economy and the people in itself as far as a possible recession. But that's something that we're going to be talking about here in a minute, as far as some people don't know what a recession is, and that's totally fine. We're going to break that down. But tariffs, guys, is taxes, right? He's taxing these companies, Mexico, Canada, and China. So whenever they import products over into the U.S., they're going to have to pay more taxes. But what they're going to do is they're going to pass it over to companies like Home Depot and Lowe's and all these other companies, right? And really, the U.S. Businesses, they're going to be responsible for these increase in tariffs, and then they're going to pass those costs down to us. And then when they pass that cost down to us, that's going to cause inflation. All right. So this can possibly lead to a recession. All right. Many people may say, well, say, okay, Sherwin, what is a recession? All right. A recession is basically this right here, guys. And this right here is just in simple, plain terms here. It's basically, I Googled this here, right? How can you explain a recession to a third grade child? When a lot of people in a town have less money to spend, so stores have fewer things, and some might even have to close down, which means that it's harder for people to find jobs. All right, so there may be job losses, and when there's job losses, that means that the housing market go down, and all it takes is for really one house in the neighborhood to go down, and then now you may have foreclosures. All right, but it's basically a time when the economy isn't doing well, and people have to be careful with their money. This period can happen for months. So, guys, this is very important. When we talk about how can our current times that we're in now, this is why I've been telling you to please be careful with your money and how you spending your money and how you move. This is not the time to be reckless spending because with the current administration that we're in, they're making a lot of policies. All right. And so with this right here, with these tariffs, we're seeing a lot of volatility in your 401k accounts and your investment accounts that may lead to a recession, what we just talked about right here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and continue on here with our slide when it comes to this education and information that we want to share here with you. Now, I want to share here, guys, this has happened before. All right. It happened during COVID. A lot of people didn't know about this here. Some of my members that's been here with me for a while, we've been educating you on this, but we want to come back and round the circle on this, right? Guys, this happens. This what we're facing right about now is normal. All right. So during COVID right here, guys, from February 19, 2020 through March the 23rd, 2020, guys, a little bit over a month, we saw the market go down 33% in almost in a 1 month time span. But guess what? It closed up that year 2020. It closed up 18%. And we got freaked out about COVID. All right. We got very, very freaked out about COVID. So I'm here to share here with you, right? Also, too, this has happened before. I had a coworker in 2008 when the stock market was down over 30%. She told me that she sold all her investments in 2008 because the market was crashing. But if you go right here and look from March 2008 to right here in March 2025, and we look at the S&P 500, which is the stock market, you will see right here this change right here. It's up 320%. Guys, this is 18% per year. This is why you do not panic, and how you should be moving right about now is not to be panicking. All right. This is a short-term thing, but I know it feels like there's a lot of change in volatility. Now, when we go right over here to our next slide, all right, our next slide, what I want you guys to focus on this right here. I want you to zoom out. And we talked about this in our newsletter today. The stock market since 1928. If you go right here, 1928, and you will see every year how it's performed. The years in the green is when it was up. The years in the red is when it was down. I'm going to take you right over here to 1982. I was born right here in 1982. And if I count the stock market, if I can just count the red years, it's only been down 7 years. Now, this is something I want you guys to take a screenshot of if you have it on your phones already, because I want you to go and look at the year that you was born, and I want you to look at the amount of years that the overall stock market was down, because guess what? What's happening right about now is most people will say this is the main reason why I don't invest in the stock market because it's volatile. But if you zoom out and you look at this particular screen right here, this is not volatile at all. It's volatile. Let me repeat myself. It's volatile, but it's not as volatile as you think it is. All right. I'll take it right here from 1982. I take it 5 years. My sister was 5 years older than me. She was born right here in 1977. Even if you count in 1977 right here, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you look at a 45-year-old person right about now, or a 47-year-old person, stock market has only been down 8 years. All right. So it's really not all that bad as we think it is. All right. So I want you guys to zoom out, and when we look at this here, right, it's not as bad as we think it is here. All right. So take a screenshot of this right here, and I want you to look at the year that you was born and see how many years that the overall stock market has been down here, right? I'll give you guys a second, take a screenshot, and we're gonna move on to the next slide. We'll come back. All right. Now, let me just warn you guys here really quick. This is a very important message I want to share with you guys, right? Because for my newbies, when I say newbies, I don't care if it's been 3 years. If you really haven't been investing, you've never really seen volatility, guys, here's one of the main messages I want to pass here to you. Even if you log into your investment accounts and you see that it's down, you have not lost any money. That's what you call is a paper loss. The only time that you lose money in the stock market is once you sell. That's the only time you lose money in the stock market. So that's very key for that, because I'm here to tell you it may be down 9% since February 19th, but that does not necessarily mean that 6 months from now it can go back up. But if you sell your investments and panic sell, that means that you've automatically locked in any losses that you've seen once you log into your account. So now is not the time to be panicking and selling, because I am here to tell you, you guys will always hear me say this, to never change a long-term strategy due to a short-term consequence. Anytime we see volatility, I always come on here and I say the same message, and there's people that's panicking. And what happens every single time is the stock market go all the way back up to all-time highs, and all it has to do is go back and refer to the same thing, right? But because I've been doing this for a while, I understand the cycles that come with it. Now, guys, we in a period where Trump just became back into his, second stage of his administration, right, in January. And now, hell, he doing this, putting all his economic policies in place, which the market don't necessarily agree with the tariffs right about now. And that's impacting Witness 401k. That's impacting Sherman Wells 401k. That's impacting Mr. Copeland's investment account, right? It's impacting all of us. But now it's not the time to panic in itself. All right. So if we go back over here, and let's get back over here to this information that we want to share right here, right? This right here, I want you guys to screenshot this as well. This is very, very important here. You will see over here, right? When logged into your accounts, you have not lost anything until you sell. And now it's not the time to be selling. All right. We need to be patient. Because if you go right here, you look at these market swings and these opportunities, and these are the companies that, what I'm telling you guys, that are some good investments that we invest in. All right. If you go right here and look at NVIDIA, in 2021, it was $32. About a month ago, it was $138. This is the reason why people don't make thousands of dollars off Nvidia. And even though Nvidia is down, they have still made thousands of dollars on Nvidia. If you got into Nvidia in 2021, when I told you to get into it, right? Or if you stood on the sidelines and didn't get into it until later, then maybe you got a loss. But from $32 to even still now at $115, people still eating and made thousands of dollars off Nvidia. So you may not have seen some of the heights of where it's been at a point to where it's 138, but guys, it's $115 now. All right. So we be wanting these buying opportunities, but we don't take advantage of it. And the stock market is the only place where people see a sale and run away from it. I'm going to repeat that again. This stock market is the only place where it's a sale and people run away from it. Guys, this now $115, it was $138 a month ago. Just here in 2021, it was $32. And people may ask me, sure, when this is a great buying opportunity. You bet you it is, because 5 years from now, we ain't gonna see it at $115. You look at Microsoft, 384 now. It was at $314 in 2021. All right. Facebook, which is Meta, is now at 620. Just a month ago, it was down or it was up $736, right here in February 19th. Amazon, 237. We go and spend money on Amazon every single day. You know, my wife a culprit of it. I'm been seeing Amazon packages like crazy because we're going on spring break trip next week. All right. Amazon was at 237. It's at $199 now, right? Palantir, which is one of our top 10 investments for 2020, right? Big AI company. About a month ago, it was $119. Is now $83. Basically, guys, what I'm sharing here with you now, these prices here, right? They may go down even more, but guess what? They're not where they was a month ago. And a lot of people say, Sherwin, when is a great buying opportunity? Well, the great buying opportunity is what you call is it's the right now. But here's the same. Here's how I want you guys to move in this current economy. All right. Those like you get paid at your job. Every time you get paid, you have money going into your 401k account. So every time you get paid, you got money going into your 401k account. What that's called is, I want you guys to write this down. That's called dollar cost averaging. All right. It's called dollar cost averaging. Every time you get paid, you got money going to your 401k. So it might be today is Wednesday. Somebody may get paid Friday. Money's going towards your 401k, whether the market is going to be up or whether the market is going to be down. You're going to have money going to your 401k and it's going to be invested. So no matter if the market is up or down, you got money going towards your 401k. That's called dollar cost average. That's what you guys should be doing also in your investment accounts, even outside of your 401k accounts. All right. So if you got investment accounts through Fidelity and you have it on automatic, no matter if the market is up or down, continue to dollar cost average because we're going to see that the market eventually is going to go back up. And now you're buying at an average, especially now where it's down. This is where you make most of your money, guys. This is where millionaires become millionaires now. We don't understand that process because all we do is we see the emotion side of it and we see that our investments are down or we don't lost money, but you not lost one red cent simply because the market today was up 1%. Who's to say that the market will go back up at 9% next month if Trump say, hey, look, we're going to pull off all these tariffs from China, Mexico, and Canada and we're gonna see that market shoot back up just as fast as it went back down. Let's say, suppose that was to happen, but now you don't took all your money out your investment account and locked in an automatic loss, and then take advantage of the actual sale that we have going on. That's how black people stay broke, and that's how black people don't never have anything because we have everything but don't own nothing, and we don't take advantage of the assets when they go on sale, right? And so we figure, okay, I'm losing money, but we going to lose money every single day when you go play the lottery ticket, when you're going to spend the money on Amazon, when you're going out there and gambling, when you're going out here just frivolously shopping, these women out here just doing emotional shopping, feel like they need to shop because they want to and they have to. And I like what I put for a pastor there in Atlanta. I can't think of his name right now, right? But he said, you know what? We'll wear red bottoms and our bank accounts being red. But we don't care because we put it on our credit cards. We don't understand that. I've been telling you guys this here. I think it's conspiracy theory if you ask me, because I can see Trump right about now rallying with some of his colleagues and easily saying, "Hey guys, in the first 100 days, jump on this here with me on these discounts." Because we're going to see some opportunities where you guys can invest your money that's been on the sideline, and now you can invest it into the market because we're going to pump this market back up. Guys, I'm just telling you this right about now. Trump got more power than we think. You saw it yesterday. Him and Elon, right? They running our country right about now, and it ain't going in a positive way. But yesterday, man, we saw Tesla vehicles. We saw the Humvee, not the Humvee. We saw the Cybertruck. We saw these Tesla cars lined up at the White House because Tesla stock simply been down. But Trump say, he buying a Tesla. Trump would never ever buy a car in his life because he always gonna be chauffeured for the rest of his life, right? But that's just a ploy to know that, hey, look, Tesla stock has been down quite a bit, almost about 40%. So that ain't nothing but a publicity as far as to advertise to the American people to say, hey, look, keep buying the Tesla car, keep buying the Tesla products simply because the stock is down. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to navigate through Tesla here. All right, so we're gonna get right back over here to our session here. And tonight's not gonna be long, and we just got a few more slides and we're going to be done here, right? And it's also recorded. All right. So we'll always go back and be able to see this here. All right. So guys, here's the stock return since February 19th. If you look at Tesla, Tesla down 30%. You look at Nvidia, it's down 17%. We're not used to this, especially last year. At this particular time, Nvidia was up 60% this time last year. All right. The only company, guys, that's in green that we really kind of follow is Berkshire Hathaway. This is your Warren Buffett company right here. All right, it's up 2%. Even if you go and look at our big indexes, the S&P 500 and QQQ, which are top 100 technology companies, they're both down in rate. All right. So guys, you can screenshot this right here. This is some good information. No, this is how they've been doing since February 19th. And February 19th is a key date because that's when stocks have hit an all-time high. So since February 19th up until now, it's been about 3 weeks, we've seen a dramatic drop of almost about 10%. That's really been causing havoc here in the United States when it comes to, hey, sure, when the stock market is crashing. When all actuality, guys, the stock market, right, it's not really crashing at the rate that I know that it's crashing because I just showed you in the slide when COVID happened, stock market crashed 30% in 1 month. We're seeing 10% in 3 weeks, So it's a little rare, a little pain, but we continue to get through it. But remember, I tell you, millionaires are built at this time because guess what? The cheaper that you can buy that asset and the more that you buy of it, over time, it's going to continue to keep growing. And that's how you separate yourself. And that's how you create financial freedom. And that's how you create what we call a buying opportunity. And that's how you get to the point on the other side, right, of financial freedom versus the living the paycheck to paycheck. Because if you think about, okay, I'm going to lose money anyways, I'm going to go and buy that Macy's, that ain't the same thing. Going to buy money at Macy's ain't going to potentially bring you money back in the future. But taking the money that you have now and putting it into these assets that's going to be available to you to grow in the future, then not only will that feed you, but that's going to be able to feed your families. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got kids, it's a perfect opportunity if you don't have investment accounts for your kids to open it up right now. Because you looking at them Jordans that you was going to be buying for $150, they're $100 right about now. And them Jordans gonna go back up to $150. I promise you. And they're gonna be more 5 years from now. And you got an opportunity to buy them at $100. So if you got it, if you got tax refunds, checks, I don't care if it's $25, $50. Hey man, knock it out. Let's go do it. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go right back over here and finish up with our slides, and then we're gonna be all done. So a lot of people say, Sherwin, what should we be doing with Tesla right about now? Here's what Elon Musk had tweeted earlier this week. He said that it will be fine long term. And honestly, guys, to be honest with you, I think, to be honest with you, Tesla is going to be okay. It's a lot of volatility into it, but we're going to be okay. You will see the largest single day drop, and this is Tesla. This is their stock symbol, TSLA. You'll see right here, March 10th of 2025. Guys, not yesterday, but the day before that, March the 10th, 2 days ago. Oh my God. That was a very like stressful day. Very, very stressful day. But Tesla, guys, was down 15% in one day on March the 10th. If you go right here and look, September the 8th, 2020, it was down 21%. All right. It was down to $110 right here in 2020. If you go right here and look in 2025, it's right now 222. But if you go and look at Tesla today, and that's why I tell you guys, man, don't get wrapped up. Please don't get wrapped up in these numbers here, right? So let me just go and share this here with you really quick. All right. Let me go right over here. And let's just kind of look at this here, right? Right. I'm going to show you what just even what Tesla did just today here, right? So let me go over here. This is one of my favorite sites, CNBC. And we'll see right here, right? Yes, on March 22nd, right? Tesla was at 222. All right. If you go right over here, all right, and I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna put in Tesla stock symbol here, right? Let's see what Tesla did today. All right. We're gonna go right over here. We're gonna boom, hit Tesla. So guys, check this out. Tesla on the 10th, on March the 10th, all right, as you'll see on the slide right here, Tesla on March 10th was at 222, all right, $222. You guys see that? And if you go right over here, boom, as the market closed today, you see Tesla right here, it was at 248. It was up 7.60% today. Guys, it's going to be volatile. But that's what I'm telling you. You don't sell your investments right about now because the stock market gonna go back up. Even in after hours right now, if the market was open, this will be the implied how Tesla stock will be performing right about now, 1.98%. What most people are looking at is this right here, which is a fair enough opportunity year to date, right? From year to date right here, guys. I want you to write this down. When you see YTD, that means from January 1st to whatever day that we in for that year. And Tesla's down 38.57%. And when you look at this right here, and you look at your log into your investment accounts, Tesla is your biggest position that's down. So I get it and I understand that. All right. Over a 1 year period, it's almost up about 40%. But I just want to tell you guys, we don't do any panic selling right about now. We're going to be okay here. All right. So that's how I think that how we should treat Tesla. Stay patient. We like for it to continue to go up from a long-term standpoint. All right. So before we go into our questions here, I'm actually done. I don't want to be long tonight, but I do want to share here with you. I think this is some good information for you guys to understand, right? You guys all have VOO in your Fidelity investment accounts, all right? And all you see it is the S&P 500. But if you go right here and you look over the last month, you will see that your S&P 500 has been down 7.25%. That's what I'm speaking of today. All right? That's where we're at. People like freaking out about this. But if you go and you look over the last week, it's down 2.33%. Hey, that's pretty rough. But what I want to tell you guys is to zoom out because over the past year it's been up 8%. This is more that you get in your savings account. And oh, by the way, over the last 5 years, it's been up 107%. That's 20% plus per year. This is why you invest your money. But see, this is what we do as black folks right here, right? And I'm just gonna get real and raw with you, right? Because y'all know me, I'm gonna be real. See, we get right here 7.25% and say, sure, when I don't lost money. You ain't lost no money. Because you know what? If you have a long range view, right, and just keep your money invested over long term, then if you look at even at the max right here, the all time right here, you will see that the S&P 500, which is this Vanguard S&P, it's up 392%. And this right here, guys, is dating back. I shouldn't even hit that button right there. I was gonna see how far that went back here. Hold on, let me see here. Let me see if it takes us back over here. So, guys, this right here, this all-time high right here is back from 2010. All right. So September 30th, 2010. So there's no reason for us to really be freaking out right about now. It's going to be a lot more of volatility, but I want to help you guys to stay informed, stay educated, empowered. And I get it. It's some of you guys may not have seen this before, but I definitely want to help you here. All right. So let's take some questions here, and we will go from there. So any questions here? We'll take questions. And everybody go all at once. Lamoy, you go ahead.
Okay, so Sherwin, if we're investing, right, is it better like if I have a lump sum, should I just put it into S&P 500 or should I just go put a portion into S&P 500 and then split it out into like individual stocks?
I think right now, Lamoya, like for you, right, it will be just the S&P 500, right? You can do VOO. You don't have to put it all of it at once. You can say, okay, look, every time I get paid, I can put maybe $50, $100 into there, right? And ride the wave. Right now, it's the perfect opportunity to do it while it's cheap. Because I can tell you guys, in the first in the 4 years that Trump got, this might be the lowest that we see the stock market, and we're gonna be wishing it, man. I wish I would have bought Nvidia when it was $32. It's gonna be that moment as far as 4 years from now. We're gonna be looking at some of these opportunities that's before us that where we might be running from it, that we wish that we would have bought it. But Lamoya, yeah. I would say dollar cost average, same way as money going to your 401k. Be the same way with your investments outside of your 401k as well.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Any more questions? I will say this here too, guys. Now, here's what I'm gonna start doing as well here in the future because I got to start pivoting a little bit different, right? Most people don't know this about me, but I do have a 9 to 5 job. Most people say, "Sure, you working 9 to 5?" I do. Actually, I'm a federal government employee. So, as you guys know, Trump has mentioned that federal employees have to come back into the office. Now, I've worked in a home just 2 days a week. Uh, so what I'm gonna start doing, right? Starting like next week, I want you guys, and I'm gonna be blasting out to you, but it's gonna be maybe like 4 to 5 minute different like videos to help you guys understand like what's going on. All right, as far as updates, not just on the stock market, but just about financially information. Period. Right? Like, say for instance, the inflation report for February came out this week. And guess what it showed? It showed in the last year and 5 years how much the price of goods went up. Eggs are up 307% in the last 5 years. I just want to show you this data here really quick, right? If you look at this right here, and and this is be stuff like I'll be sharing on the YouTube page, right? Eggs is up 307%. Auto insurance is up 55%. Home prices, guys, over the last 5 years, and I believe this here when COVID happened, right? Home prices up 52%. And we sent a lot of equity into our homes if you had a home since the last 5 years. Used cars are up 35%. Food away from home. That means that when you go out to these restaurants or when you go to Chipotle or McDonald's, right? It's up 30% 5 years from now. 5 years ago. Gasoline, guys, is up 27%. Uh, Food at home. That means when you go to the grocery store, food that you're buying at the grocery store, it's up 27.4%. All right. So these are the things that from short videos, because I think once you guys start seeing 30 minutes or 40 minutes, attention span may change. But I just want to do just short things just to educate you guys because I may not be able to be available on as many as one-on-one calls as I would like. But I definitely want to keep you guys educated and informed. And we'll still do our weekly classes, but I do have to pivot. We'll be doing a lot more weekend classes. I love my community, but I'm going through a transition shift. And of course, we still do our one-on-ones after the 5:30 session, after 5:30 when I get home as well. All right. But any more questions on your 401k accounts? Go ahead, guess I see your hand is raised.
Sure. This is Tony.
Tony, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I put a question in the chat. Like I said, I'm glad I did switch to um, monthly. You know what I'm saying? Doing the automatic investments, whatever,
Yep.
monthly. But I think we did set up a brokerage account.
Hmm.
So with the fire sale going on, me buying stocks within that brokerage account, would that count towards my limit for my my Roth?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Um, what's your question? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Um, when buying when buying through my brokerage account in Fidelity,
Mhm.
would it count towards the limit because we got an $8,000 limit or whatever in my Roth?
Okay, so that's a very great question that you're asking here, right? So your Roth IRA has a limit, and that's very important because if you have not maxed out 2024, and I believe you have, Tony, but if you have not, and this is just education information for most people here, right? You still can contribute towards your 2024 Roth IRA up until April the 15th of this year. All right. Now, let's say, for instance, Tony has already maxed out his Roth IRA for 2024. If he's under age 50, he could put up to $7,000 in there. If he's over age 50, he could put up to $8,000 in his Roth IRA account. So let's say, for instance, Tony is over 50. He's put $8,000 in his Roth IRA for 2024. Now, Tony, once you've done that, then we focus on maxing out Roth IRA for 2025, right? Now, once you maxed out Roth IRA for 2025, as some people have, then that's when you go to your brokerage account. But yeah, your Roth
Well,
IRA for 2025, you could break that down to where instead of putting one lump sum, you could just put it in there monthly. And now what you're doing, Tony, is you're buying that average. You buying the average. It might be down this month. It might be up next month. It might be up again next month. It might be down the next 2 months. So now what you're doing is you're buying the average.
right, and that's how we set it up.
Mhm.
So um, right now, because of the fire sale, I was thinking about buying some using my brokerage account.
Oh, I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Yeah, yeah. Let's get on a separate call, one on one. Because that's kind of like a one-on-one type question.
Roger. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I see what you mean now. Yeah, we can look at that for sure. Let's see here. I believe Tasha had a great question over here. Let me get over that, Tasha. What is the monthly EFT Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. So Tasha, EFT, the benefit to that would be is the same way, sweetie, when you go and buy that gas and put in your car, and every month you got to put gas in your every week you got to put gas in your car. So if you set it up to where it's the same way with your investment accounts, right? If you put $50 a week in your car, if you put $50 a month into your investment account, and if you really see where it's been down here in March and February, and then now you still steadily keep putting that $50 a week into like October, November, you will look back and you will see February and March, that same $50 that you was putting back in February and March, you actually got more out of that $50 than you did later in the year when we see it back up because that asset that you was buying was a lot cheaper. So when she say EFT guys, that means that your bank account being linked to your account. So a lot of you guys have it to where it's automated. You don't even have to think about it. And I can help you guys with that, right? You set it up EFT. Dr. Jones right here. He got to set it up for him and his kids. Automatic every single month. So he ain't really got to go and log in his accounts. It's automatic where it's transferred and it's to that particular set to the different investments where we want it to go to. All right. You're welcome, Tasha. All right. Let me see if I see any more questions here in the chat. Okay. Any more questions here tonight? Any more questions? Set it and forget it. I like that, Dr. Jones. There you go. Set it and forget it. Mutual funds versus EFT. It's a great question there, guess. We've answered that before. Mutual fund versus an ETF. Mutual funds, both are what you call multiple companies inside of a basket in one basket. But a mutual fund is an actively managed. You got companies or people that's actively managing these companies, and they take them in and out of this basket where they've actively doing it. Whereas index fund, you don't have active managers, and because you don't have active managers, an index fund is not as expensive as a mutual fund would be. You can have an S&P 500 mutual fund, and it's going to probably cost you more for active managers to have that versus an index fund and an S&P 500, and they perform about the same amount, but your fees are going to be a little bit more on mutual funds. That's why I never put mutual funds in y'all accounts. They're all index funds. VOO is an index fund. QQQ is an index fund. All right. I don't put mutual funds in your accounts. All right. Let me explain another thing to you guys here really quick. Here is one reason why you do not have single stocks inside of your 401k accounts. You don't have an opportunity to go buy a single share of Apple. You don't have an opportunity to go buy a single share of Amazon. You don't have an opportunity to go and buy a single stock of Facebook. In your 401k accounts, if you notice, they're all index funds and mutual funds because the government understands that we may see a lot of volatility when you're investing in your 401k accounts over time. But if you go to war, you don't want to go to war with one person because if you go to war with one person, that one person died, then it's over. But if you go to war with 500 people in an index fund and 10 of them die, you still got 490 people that'll help you fight that war. So you don't have as much risk when you have an index fund and a mutual fund compared to a stock. So if you look at your 401k, I mean, if you look at your investment accounts that I help you guys set up, you will see that your index funds, the percentage of what you have in your index funds is higher than you have in your single stock exposure because the index funds have less risk, especially at this time when the market is volatile versus the single stocks. But over time, the single stocks outperform the index funds, but we still do not like to put that much risk into your investment portfolio. So that's why the index funds are always at a at a higher percentage. All right. Let me see here. We got any more? Have you heard of QQQJ? Yeah, I have heard of that. Guessly, that's a very new type of fund that just came out. More so suited towards like income funds, but we can talk about that on a one-on-one. But QQQ is the one that we primarily is in, which is our top 100 technology companies. All right. All right, guys. Any more questions here? I'll just say this here. We're gonna expect more volatility because Trump is issuing these tariffs, man, and China, Mexico, and Canada. He's putting these tariffs out, and guess what? They ain't backing down and it's going to cost us money. It's going to cost us. Inflation is going to go up. We're going to be, the impact is going to be. It's going to be. We're going to see some more volatility. But what I'm here to tell you guys is stay patient, stay calm. We've been here before, but it's going to be a-okay. No reason to be panicked. But I would just tell you at this particular point, please, 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 this ain't the time to be splurging. All right. This is not the time because your jobs could be at risk, right? Because that Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, that's right. Well, Elon Musk, they looking trying to cut any possible way. And I work for the federal government, and I mean they cutting. So they're gonna be next. They're gonna be looking at different industries that they can start cutting costs, right? Because Trump' main initiative, right, is how can he actually bring back jobs to America, and if impacts your job in any way and at any time, that could affect your industry. So guess what? You can just keep sending those messages to me versus everyone in the group because those are very, very specifics there. So we can get together on a one-on-one with that. But guys, please just be vigilant. Be vigilant with your dollars. Your savings accounts, guys. If you don't have, 2 months worth of expenses in your savings account, you got to ask yourself, if your job did not pay you this Friday, how long could you go without a paycheck? And if that's not even one paycheck, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, it's a reality check. Because the amount of money that I don't spend on Amazon the last 6 months probably could have been money that I could have saved towards my savings account. So in the event if I was to lose my job, I will at least have 1 month worth of my expenses. See, this, if I got a tax refund, I put this on Facebook, right? You can get ahead on your mortgage, right? And you can start paying bi-weekly on your mortgages, guys. So imagine that on the first of the month, we got majority of our money going towards a mortgage on the first of the month. So take that tax refund money to where okay, you could pay for some of it in advance, and then now every 2 weeks, you spread your money out to where you don't have majority of your money that you get paid on the first going towards your mortgage. So now it's like spread out, and you got an even cash flow going on here, right? These are the things that we got to be doing some things a little bit different than what we're currently doing in order to start moving a little bit different. All right. Tax refund money ain't the money to be going on these vacations right about now. Not in this economy, especially if you don't have money on the savings. All right. We can talk about investing in crypto, all that stuff every day. But if you have savings account, guys, ain't where it need to be, that's what your focus need to be. That's where your focus need to be. And you should not be focusing on crypto and investing if you don't at least have 3 months worth of expenses in your savings account. Your savings account should be in Fidelity Cash Management, Ally, or any type of high yield savings account that's at least paying you 4% or more. If you ain't getting 4% more on your savings account, you losing money. You losing money. Because every single month that you can be paying, and a CD is not the place that you need to be in. A CD, guys, stay away from CDs because CDs can have your money locked up. Stay away from annuities because they're high fees. Stay away from IULs. And please, guys, for the life of me, please stay away from these vacation rentals or what they call the timeshares. Please, guys, timeshares, IULs, annuities. Those are the three investment accounts that black people will get into. I hate talking about us, man, but man, sometimes we have to do better. But if you think about the worst financial products, the three worst financial products, right? We got the highest number to it. We in the IULs, Index Universal Life Insurance, and whole life policies. We in the timeshares. We in the annuities. I'm like, ah. So, and CDs, you don't really want your money locked up because the CD pay you 4%. You can put your money in a cash management account. That's a money market account that's going to pay you 4%, and you can have access to that money anytime you want without being locked up. All right. All right, guys. So with that, what is the con? There, brother Dr. Jones, there ain't no con. Oh, what are the cons of an IUL? Oh, the con. Okay, I thought you said pros, cons, right? Index Universal Life Insurance. That's basically saying, hey, look, you got cash value. So when you make your payment every single month towards this IUL, one half of it is going towards your death benefit. The other half is going towards a cash value. The death benefit is what you will be paid on. The cash value is they say is what you could borrow from. But what most people don't understand is that money that go in the cash value, right? The date upon your death, 99.9% of the time, that money's going back into the life insurance and you only pay on the death benefit. So you don't put all this money all throughout these years in the IUL and a whole life thinking that this cash value, you don't have to worry about this in the stock market and the volatility. But when you pass away, that money go back to the life insurance company. And by the way, Dr. Jones, when you want to withdraw this money from your cash value account, hey man, you got to pay interest on it. So I always tell people if you go down to your local bank and you want to withdraw money out your savings account, would you pay interest on that money? Absolutely not, you would. So IULs, cash values, that ain't it, guys. You got to stay away from those. All right. I believe another question came in. Let me see here. PNC CDs did not pay out at all. I'm leaving them behind. Yeah, I mean guys. CDs is that's not where you should be at. All right. If you do, if it expires, if you got one that's expiring, please get out of it. I can give you some recommendations. Fidelity Cash Management, Vanguard has some good cash management money market accounts where your money is not locked up, is liquid, and you can get the same type of return. All right. Okay, guys, with that, be well, be blessed, and as always, let's continue to win. And most importantly, guys, through this volatility, continue to be patient, and we will get through this here and through the waves. Just continue to be patient, and we will see the market continue to do what it's always done over time. That's pretty much go up over time, even through the volatility. All right, guys, be well, be blessed. Let's continue to win. All right, have a great night.